Our master bathroom makeover. Here's what we're starting with. This is how it was when we bought our house. Made very few changes. As you can see, we painted a little bit of the wall, but never finished it. Honestly, this all started by accident and wasn't planning on making this whole video. But here we are. Before we jump in, like this video and hit subscribe because I have a lot of room makeover videos coming up. And I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor today, Wow Faucets. I'll have a link to their website down below where you can check out their faucets and a deal for you guys later. They turned out so beautiful, but I'll tell you guys a little bit more about them later. I started by painting the bottom of our vanity and it all spiraled from there. You know how it goes. I started painting the vanity. I realized we needed a new curtain and here we are, one bathroom makeover later. While I was waiting for this paint to dry, suddenly all of my motivation for the room disappeared. So here we are starting again weeks later when I had an idea for the wall. The first thing to do was obviously clear everything out of this room. If you haven't been keeping up with our progress, we bought our house about 20 years ago. This bathroom was the one room that we haven't touched outside of the painting of the wall a little bit. You can see that. Like I said, I started this weeks earlier. I left everything out. Nothing was attached. We've been living like that. Finally moving on to the next step of the project, and that was our board and batten wall look. I shouldn't say batten because I didn't end up doing the battens, but I basically did a half wall painted. I took my inspiration from another wall in our house, so I am measuring it to make sure that I do it the same height as I did in the other spots of our house, just so everything matches up. I was so happy because the wood ended up covering all of the holes that I would have needed to patch. Here you see I am looking for a stud in the wall so that I can screw the top piece of the wood in first, make sure everything is super secure. You want it to go into a stud. And the studs are about, I think, 16 inches from each other. So once you find the first one, it's pretty easy. To show you guys a closer look because I cannot believe how easily that drill just screwed through this wood. Always make sure you pre-drill if you're using this kind of cheaper wood. You want to make sure you get that screw just under the surface of the wood so that way you can fill over it with some wood filler or whatever you're going to use. I'll put another screw down there and then go measure my cut for the next board. Just finishing up the caulking and then I remembered I'm adding a little ledge to it. So what I just did, totally useless. Put the ledge up and this is what it looks like with ledge versus without ledge. And I think that that is what makes it feel much more like, I think the word is craftsman, I don't know. Once this is in, we can fill all the holes in, leave it to dry overnight. Of course, the first one works, so now we're stuck doing this, but then my nail gun gives out. Try it again. I need to go shave less than 1/8 of an inch off of this one to make it fit in there perfectly. It was just tight enough that I couldn't make it happen. Just for reference, here's what it looks like. It's kind of just above a shoulder height. But I'm gonna pause now. Oh, I'm gonna shave that off and then I'm gonna pause because I am exhausted. I have to work when my girls are in bed, so it's like 11 o'clock now. My back is tired and I need to go eat something. Before I can move on to painting, I had to sand everything down. I filled in every hole, even where I messed up on some of the screws, and these lines where you can see that the boards meet together. That was a pretty important step. So I have the leftover paint from the other spots in our house, which is just a basic semi-gloss white with no tint added into it. I think this is such a simple way to make an accent wall in your home if you're ever looking for something to do. It's just a little bit of wood, some time, and some paint. step of the bathroom came in. I don't know why I'm showing you that box. I should have filmed opening this yesterday because I was so excited. These beautiful faucets. I am so excited. Here's a little sneak peek. It's gonna look so good. Today we're gonna start on the vanity top. This is the side of the room you guys haven't seen yet because this is the messiest side of the room. So we've got this top, which is leaving. We've got weird combination of mirrors happening. This is the point when we're like, okay, we bought a vanity top. We are in this makeover. We have to keep going and finish this. So we're taking everything out. My husband is not a plumber, but we have replaced another vanity top in our house, so he's got a little bit of experience. While he is doing that, I am taking everything out from below our vanity so that I can go through it, trash what is trash, and organize what is not. To take off the vanity top, it's important to score the caulk that's on the wall so that you don't rip off the entire wall with it.
Where are you? It's not like that. It's where are you?
Outside of the wall was pretty easy to take off. There were 2 screws on each side holding it down. Trigger warning, this is gonna be nasty.
I can smell it already.
I'm gonna give myself a haircut, he said. Alright, camera, just be glad you guys are not in here. Let's renovate a house, they said. So now we are fixing up some spots on the wall that needed sanding because we know we're going to have the paint out after we mud the spot where we just took the vanity top off. So Nick is going through and sanding every spot on the wall before he muds it. And I am cleaning out all of the goodies that we found in that S-trap underneath of the sinks so that we can save some money and reuse them. I'm about to look up how much these are at Lowe's because it probably was not worth cleaning this out. It's probably like $1. Taking a long break waiting for the mudding to dry. I'm trying to get these drywall anchors out of here, and they are the kind that I absolutely hate. See this like plastic, the sharp plastic? I try to go at it with the pliers. So I took to Instagram. If you don't follow me, I usually give more live updates. I asked if anyone had advice on getting these out, and I was sent what seemed like a couple of good ideas. So I'm gonna try it out and we'll find out together. The first idea someone sent was to screw the screw in part of the way. No matter what we do, there's gonna be damage to this wall. Oh my gosh, is this working? I hope this towel bar was worth it to them. It's one of those. That is the biggest hole that I've ever made in a wall. We came up with a solution. Artwork. Next problem we are solving are these hooks. Ignore the 4th of July fireworks happening outside. We live in the suburbs. Every single house around us is blowing off fireworks. So I bought these beautiful hooks on Amazon. Absolutely love them. Such a cool wood tone. I'll link them below. It was really, really affordable for a pack of 4 of them. But I forgot that I had a lip on the top of this. You guys helped me brainstorm solutions on Instagram, and I figured out that I could put a little spacer, paint this white. I'm gonna paint this one so I can hang this up tonight. But I've got 4 hooks that are evenly spaced out for plenty of towels or anything that we need to hang up in here. We let everything dry overnight. You can see we're sanding it all down here so that we can prep for painting today. This wall was so dusty, we had to end up wiping down everything in the room. decided to leave the light fixture that's in the room. We just went over it with a black matte spray paint so that it'll match the rest of the hardware in the room. Oh my goodness. Alright, I got the flooring. But get this, I forgot my wallet, so all I had was the gift card that I left with. All I was able to get was the flooring. So I have to go back and get the piece of wood that I needed and the knobs that I needed. I want to take a second and talk about these faucets and thank our sponsor Wow for sending them over. These were definitely a huge highlight in the room. Everything came packaged so professionally. I was honestly completely impressed. You can buy them on Amazon. You can also check them out on their website, which I'll link down below for you guys. They gave me a 10% off code to share with you, so I'll also have that down below. Ooh. Oh, so you don't have to pull. That's so much nicer. My pulley thing never worked on my side.
Well, babe, it wasn't connected.
Well, just saying, never worked. Ah! They have a lot of really great deals on faucets that you guys should check out. This particular faucet was so cool because it was a swivel head. We love the little pop-up feature with the drain so that there's not a pole behind the back of the faucet. It gives us a much cleaner look. These are the best faucets that we have in our house and honestly the best part of the room. So again, check out Wow Faucets down below. There'll be a link, and thank you again for sponsoring today's video. I decided to go with a peel and stick vinyl flooring, so I am prepping everything by scrubbing it and going through and scraping off anything that could have been left on the floor. Alright guys, I watched exactly one YouTube video and I feel like an expert. So if this goes well, this can be your one YouTube video. I am trying to figure out where to start this, so I don't know if it really matters. I know the pattern that I'm going with. Boom. Shakalaka. So this process was honestly pretty easy, but also exhausting. I was using my fingers to make sure they were pushed as tight as possible together, so I had some sore fingertips by the end of it. This main part was by far the easiest. It wasn't until I got to the edges that I had to make some cuts. But making the cuts is actually really simple. You can bend and snap off any of the excess that you're not using. Normally you would take off your baseboards if you're going to be putting down new flooring, but I knew I was just going to be putting in a 1/4 inch round here, and I will show you how that hides all of the cuts that I made. I definitely thought the sink was the worst part of this bathroom, but that's because I forgot about the toilet. Every room in our house has had this caulking around our toilets that is the hardest thing to get off. It took me probably an hour of cutting and peeling. Well, I can't say I didn't expect this to happen. As you can tell, those toilets had not been moved in 20 years. We ended up having to get a new ring and some new bolts for the side of the toilet to put it back on correctly. Here I'm moving on to the cabinet poles. I found some poles that I really liked, but they didn't have the black color to match the knobs that I picked out. So I'm just spraying these black and putting the knobs on. Hey guys, it's day 4000. I've been waiting for my girls to fall asleep so that I could keep working on the project. I'm trying to finish it up tonight or tomorrow morning so that I can post this video and you guys are seeing it. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out the best deal on the shelves, and I found these are actually plastic brackets. They were 60 or 70 cents a piece, and they looked like cheap black plastic until I added this. Rust-Oleum aged brass metallic spray paint. And we have aged brass brackets now. Pro tip, go ahead and spray your screws, whatever you're gonna be using as well, with the same color so that they blend right in. I found an extra piece of scrap board in our garage. I cut them to size and I am sanding them down now. I'm using my Hart 20-volt sander. This sander has been so much better than my old sander. It gets down this yellowy wood to just a lighter light wood, which is what I'm going for. It doesn't leave the scratches that my old sander was leaving. I don't know what that was, but this guy, this has been my best friend ever since he got here. Got my girls here on the monitor to make sure they go to bed. Last day, guys, I have to do the part that I've been dreading, and that is hanging up the mirrors. I just want to make sure they're perfect and that they are centered above the faucets. Mostly just cleaning up all the tools and everything. Like, we've been living in this tool mess for like a week now. Like I said, I was really nervous to hang these mirrors up. I wanted it to be done correctly. They were a little heavy, so I had to make sure I got the right drywall anchor. To hang these up, I measured from the top of the vanity to the bottom of the light fixture. So I found that center point, and then because my husband's a little taller, I went up 2 inches above that. So if you see that they look a little tall, that is why. The final step of the bathroom was going through everything that was under the sink. We moved in 2 years ago, and I don't think that we've gone through this since. So there's a lot to do here. Now that we've got the cute motion shots out of the way, let's break it down. The vibe in here feels so different than before, of course. Let me give you a little bit of a tour around our new bathroom. Mind you, there are a few things that still need to be done. When you enter in, I put one of my favorite baskets over here. I filled it up with extra towels, but I really like it when it's over here and you get the view of everything from the door. Tonight, I'm finishing this piece of trim. The thing I think makes the biggest difference in the room is this vanity top in our new faucets. I don't know why this is so cool, but I love that these faucets can swivel. And we've got a huge bowl down here. I love the black hardware. I was really worried about mixing the black with this aged brass, but I Googled it and the internet said that was okay. Don't come for me if it's not okay. I still like the look, but that's what the internet said, so I don't know. You guys are the internet. So the vanity top was the most expensive part of the room. This was $200. There was a very similar option that was still in the $100 range if you're looking for that, but I still think it's an affordable way to upgrade the room because we were able to not buy an entire new vanity. We kept the bottom, we painted the bottom, switched out the hardware, and we just replaced the top part. The bottom of the vanity is the Rust-Oleum charcoal chalk paint. In the middle here, I've got just our little hand soap, one of my favorite scents, a little aloe plant that I grabbed from Lowe's, and this is our little ring holder. This little toothbrush holder I got at Home Goods. Kind of has a little bit of a sparkle to it. I love these round mirrors. I've always wanted big round mirrors. If they look like they're kind of hung slightly a little bit too tall to you, that's because we're taller people. Right before I hung these up, Nick said, make sure I can see myself in them. This is a scrap board that I found in our garage and I sanded down. I really like how the light wood turned out, and I'm really impressed with these brackets. These brackets were about 70 cents each, and the spray paint that I got almost exactly matches the mirrors. Down here on this little shelf, I've got the little amber jar that I found at Target. Put our classic Q-tips in here. Toilet paper tower. This is a little jar that I found at Goodwill, and I put some cotton pads in there. And this is my favorite little plant that I got at IKEA. Over on the shower, all I did was switch out the curtain. This is one that I found at Target. My husband and I were talking, and we really would love to rip the shower tub combo out one day and install just a tiled shower in there. Moving on to the other side of the bathroom, we have the wall of hooks, which turned out really cute. I found this cute wall art at Hobby Lobby. Honestly, if you have the time, it'd be really easy to make if you could just draw this with a Sharpie. These are my very favorite towels. They're so stinking soft. If you don't have bamboo towels, totally worth the investment. This plant and this holder are both from Hobby Lobby. I forgot, above the toilet I added a basket with some extra washcloth. Trying to film the reveal and you touching everything. Excuse me.
This is heavier than I thought, that's all.
Why did you feel the need to come in here and touch it? Like I was saying, I'm so impressed with this flooring. It's about $1 a square foot, and you can buy them in individual pieces. I ended up buying 2 packs that covered this whole amount of flooring, which I think is about, it's under 100 square feet in here. So I think I paid $99 just for all of this floor, and I have a little bit left over. Not too shabby for a budget makeover. Forgot to show you what the organization underneath of our cabinets. This was a big part of the makeover, was going through everything that we had in our cabinets. Here I've got fragrances and any kind of face mask. Oh, on this tub is makeup items that I don't need every day and makeup remover wipes. Back here are all the nail items, nail polishes, nail clippers. Back here are things I don't use as often, but they're just lotions, my fake tanner, just stuff like that. Over on this side I have my everyday makeup caddy. I pull this out when I'm getting ready and then I put it back. Below it I have my curling wand, hair straighteners in there. This is actually where I usually keep the hair straightener or curler when I'm done with it. I put it here and it can cool down and I can still leave the room, but I also will store my hair dryer in here. That is our master bathroom makeover, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite part was. Let me know if you have any questions about the process. I'm happy to answer them down below, or anything that I didn't get to. If you're looking for anything in the video, all the links are down below. I am so glad that I tackled this room, even though it started as an accident. Like this video, it helps my channel out so much. If you're new, be sure to subscribe for the other room makeovers that I have coming up. And as always, happy cleaning!